may have heard about this thing called injection client botting. It lets bots collect items like these, and these, and these. Hi, I'm V, and I like to shine a light on parts of the game you're probably less aware of. Anyway, I'm glad you're here today because we're having a serious conversation about botting in RuneScape. Botting has gone beyond the old days of color detection bots, or scripts, that simply read colors on the game client screen and click on targets to train skills. These days, botting clients inject commands directly into the game, bypassing any need to read what's visible on the screen. I know this might sound confusing, but watch this clip of a client at work. Notice how the mouse cursor doesn't move when the bot is sending commands directly to the game. This is all being brought to RuneScape by a reverse-engineered client that allows botters to send commands directly to the game server, fooling it into thinking the player is inputting actions with their keyboard and mouse. Botters use virtual machines and proxies/VPNs, some of which are even prepackaged together as convenient installations and shared amongst botting discords to help avoid detection. This has allowed some of RuneScape 3's hardest and most rewarding bosses to become heavily botted. Raziel, Archglacior, and even Raksha are heavily targeted. Watch this clip I got my hands on to see a Raksha kill start to finish. Instead of bossing, some bots focus on necromancy rituals for ectoplasm and ink. Skills like fletching and countless others are also automated with simple injection scripts and remain undetected for months at a time. To become aware of the extent of these injection scripts and programs, I contacted Jagex and provided them with as much information as I could. I have passed along all of the information I've been able to gather so they can use it to address this situation. I also worked with insider sources to thoroughly investigate these botting communities without them knowing. What I found was unsurprising. Private testimonies about low ban rates and a slew of real money trading where botters offered in-game gold for cryptocurrency. When the developers of the community caught on to the fact I was turning an eye towards them, they implemented a paywall for most of their Discord. So I also learned about their real company's registration, as well as all of the payment platforms they use to facilitate monthly access to the premium versions of their bot. While I was in the midst of investigation for this story, a news report broke that courts ruled in favor of Activision Blizzard against a cheat developer called Engine Owning. At first, I didn't pay much attention to the story, but later I realized there were more parallels between Activision's groundbreaking legal argument and these RuneScape cheaters than at first glance. Activision argued that Engine Owning had committed RICO violations. RICO, or RICO, is a federal criminal statute that increases the criminal penalties and stakes in a civil case for acts a defendant's performed as part of a criminal organization. In court documents I obtained as part of my research, Activision Blizzard made a case for why the cheat developer Engine Owning had committed RICO violations. To paraphrase, Activision alleged in detail how each defendant, working together and separately, conducts or participates in a RICO enterprise, which is engaged in racketeering activity. They alleged that defendants engaged in an enterprise that included sales and marketing activity of a network of resellers and sellers, as well as creators and moderators of groups and chat rooms, promoting the cheating software and providing customer and technical support to purchasers. There's several parallels between Engine Owning and this RuneScape botting client developer. They both engage in an enterprise that includes sales and marketing. Creators profit by developing and promoting scripts for the platform, as well as marketing the botting client. Moderators and staff provide technical support to new users that buy into the client's monthly subscription. They also facilitate wire fraud transactions by engaging in and allowing unregulated crypto transactions, which I can reasonably assure you are unreported and untaxed. Many people who bought and sell in-game gold are committing wire fraud or, at a minimum, tax evasion. Participating in websites or networks that facilitate the trading of gold for cryptocurrency could, without too much of a stretch, with how the legal landscape is evolving surrounding game cheating, amass to some form of wire conspiracy. As governments take enforcing transactions surrounding digital assets more seriously, I expect we will see more cases reference civil RICO violations. Most importantly, I believe Jagex needs to step up and have its legal department take a firm stance against bot developers and real-world trading networks or websites that facilitate the buying and selling of in-game gold by pursuing cases similar to how Activision Blizzard sued Engine Owning. There is now a precedent in place to use some of the strongest civil claims we have available in the United States against these companies, and with them the owners of large sites that facilitate wire fraud and money laundering through the sale of RuneScape gold. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and check out my Twitch channel. I started streaming old school RuneScape about a month ago, 3 times a week. We're learning the PvP on stream, and I feel like we're getting okay. Look forward to some more old school RuneScape content coming out on my main channel here soon.